Welcome to the 301 Podcast, the interview podcast for the hottest up-and-coming entrepreneurs, artists, and creators. Real, authentic, and inspiring. And here is your host, Marcus Engel. Let's get it started in 301.
Today in the 301 Podcast, Adi Singh. He's a YouTuber, videographer, travel vlogger, and course creator. Today we're going to talk about content creation, creativity, about travel vlogging, about Dyson. Yeah, we talk about Dyson. It's going to be very interesting. So welcome, Adi, to the 301 Podcast.
Yeah, thanks for your invite.
The first time I think I saw a piece of content of you was a very cinematic shot of you cleaning your house. So is the Dyson sponsorship coming through soon, or what's the status on that?
I don't know. I have tagged them, so let's hope for the best.
That's really nice, because I think before we talk about how you get into content creation and all this kind of things, I want to talk a little bit about the fact that you create everyday situations into really cinematic shots and basically showing that it's very possible to have like a super cool setting and a super cool video with very little and minimalistic things. And it's also something that you teach in your course.
Yeah.
But maybe you can walk us a little bit through like your creative process. Like, how does this look like when you say, oh, I want to create a really cool shot with my Dyson cleaning my house. I have to do it anyways, probably, so why not film it?
Everything what we do throughout the day, we can make it like what they call cinematic look like, you know. You are filming, like you are on a film. Like it's like, it looks like a shot of the film. But I think how I see things, it is how I see things now, you know, like that, oh, I can make it look cinematic is not just like an overnight thing. I have been filming, you know, if I film the same Dyson video or same me vacuuming video, say 7 years ago when I started, it would be completely different. So I think just by doing so, like filming so much and having so many trials and errors, you kind of know exactly how can I make that shot interesting. Like if there is some dust under my couch, how can I make it look interesting and make it look like relatable, you know? And how can I also put a little bit of comedy element? Like I did like I drank a little bit of soft drink. Because it is, like if you vacuum your house, it is a bit of a work and filming as well. So I think it's just about the experience, what you gain by filming so much that you make things look cinematic. And of course, you have to kind of have the knowledge about what video settings you're filming, what lens you're using, you know, that it has in some images, it's like a nice blur in the background, what they call depth of field. So that's what makes it look beautiful. And if you also frame the subjects good, which of course comes with a good knowledge of videography, then it looks beautiful.
Is it sometimes difficult for you then to like also, I mean, when I started a vlog and now like every time I see something, I'm like, oh, this could be part of it. Oh, this could be. So is it sometimes difficult for you to also like enjoy like a scenery without immediately going into this content creator like filmer mode, or is that something that you cannot switch off anymore?
I think when I started, you know, filming, and when I got started with a GoPro, but when I got a really nice camera and really nice lens through which you can make everything look cool, then I was just filming everything because everything was just so pretty, you know? And in my YouTube videos, I was also put those shots because they were so pretty. I was thinking that, oh, so pretty, so cinematic. But I think now when I travel, the thought of story comes first rather than you make beautiful shots and then you make a story. So now I have a YouTube channel with my wife. So we kind of know that what would be the theme of the video, what all things we have to film. We don't have to film all the 3 meals we are having. We can just film the special ones we are having, or the place which has nice, you know, ambience. That's what we are having. So now we kind of also know that we have a basic understanding of the story. So if you have the understanding of the story, then you would know exactly what all places you have to film. So then you are not sort of filming the whole day. So then you can also enjoy some places and then also film after enjoying, or some places you just don't put in the video, even if it was beautiful, because that's not supporting the story. And that might divert your audience from the actual feeling and actual story what you want to present. Life becomes easier once you kind of evolve as a travel content creator.
Yeah, and also I think when you can regulate a little bit more for yourself, like, okay, this is now gonna be something that I film, and now I also have time to relax, because I can, like, I think in the beginning you just film everything, and then you look through footage and you hope that you kind of like hit something like really nice or something like this. But I think probably you are already very targeted to say like, okay, this is gonna make it to the vlog, or this is not gonna make it that footage. So that's really interesting. And how would you then describe like your creative process in for example making, I mean, travel vlogs is maybe a little bit something else, but like kind of like more those home shots, cinematic shots. Is that something like you just sit down and you write down like, oh, what kind of cool video can I create today, or do you come up with it on the spot? How does your work flow looks there?
It's like 50-50. A lot of times it's also, I take inspiration from other creators, that I see a lot of creators these days who are making really cool shot in their house. And then I'm like, oh, I can also implement the same angle when I'm doing vacuuming in the house, So you kind of mix it up. So you also take inspiration from other creators, what you watch, or films, and then you kind of mix it up with your creativity. But I don't really store. I used to just storyboard the main parts, because with the Dyson, I just got the C stand. So I was like, it will be really cool if I'm sort of vacuuming and the place changes looking from the top. So it can look like the passage of time that I vacuum this room, that room, and then I'm moving the cow. There was a little stool, so I'm moving the stool from one place to another. That's what people have to do when you're vacuuming, because your room is not empty. You have to move stuff. So that's what I wanted to show. And it's mostly taking inspiration from other creators, and also kind of just sitting down. Sometimes it's also overwhelming for me, that if I want to make something and I start going on Instagram and then I'm scrolling, and then I even forget that why I was even on Instagram. Sometimes it's also overwhelming. So sometimes what I also do is that I shut everything down, bring a notebook and a paper, and just write down the shot list, what I want. So it's kind of both.
I think that a lot of people, they're always a little bit concerned about like gear and like equipment or something. Like how much focus should like beginning filmmakers like focus on kind of like gear and like their equipment? Like what are the most important things that they need in your opinion?
Decent camera, a good lens, tripod, and a mic. People have the capacity after that to run a full-time YouTube channel, run a full-time podcast, run a full-time content creation. If someone has access to that. After that, you just need to practice, just learn. There's tons of free content everywhere. So just learn, and practice.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was the first camera that you bought?
Oh, GoPro. GoPro Hero 5.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and that was really not, bought with an intent to make because that was, I think, back in 2017. So that time you would just see like videographers like Sam Colder or, like really crazy videographer, and not many people were doing it. So you wouldn't even want to reach that, because you would be like, they are just in a different league, I don't even know what equipment, I don't even know what equipment I need to make videos like that or to do that transition. So that was just a GoPro 5. And the cool part was I really enjoyed filming video. Like me and my wife, girlfriend at that time, we went to New Zealand, and we were living in Melbourne at that time. So I really enjoyed the process of just like, filming just some random stuff, putting a nice music and cutting the video on that cut. And then I see the final result. I'm like, whoa, this is cool. Yeah. And when I still see those videos, I'm like, that's so cool. There was like so much innocence in that first project, that you didn't know anything, but you want to, get that shot, and you want to, make it look really pretty. And you didn't know anything, but unconsciously you were still doing something really cool, creative. That you, like, if I watch it 7 years forward, I am still proud of those little mini videos. So GoPro 5 was it. And I didn't know anything about frame rates per second. Just press the auto record and go. So yeah.
That's super nice. I also watched actually yesterday evening a couple of those videos from 7 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I really agree. Like, I think it's really funny that kind of like some elements I think come back again in your storytelling today. Like so like not so much has changed. Like the cameras got better. Like the editing I think got a lot better. Like you choose different music, like some more color grading or something like this. But I think like for 7 years ago, like it's a super nice content still to watch now. So I think that many people also start like this. And what I really always like is. You are super self-taught videographer, basically.
Yeah.
You have no formal education. You didn't went to film school, no nothing.
No.
Like you got a camera, I think, in 2017.
Yeah.
You started to make videos, uploaded them on YouTube, and 7 years later, you have a Skillshare course with over 30,000 students.
Yeah.
So it's a really crazy transition almost, or like journey for you.
Yeah.
How does it feel like kind of going from no knowledge to like having a partnership with Skillshare and having a course there and teaching now other people how it's done? Like, how does it feel for you?
How I summarize this is that I just really got lucky. So I was lucky with being at the right position at right time. I was extremely lucky to have a motivation, about filming, because if you don't have motivation, then it's like, and I think it's such a gift to have this crazy motivation in the beginning that even if nobody's watching, you are still going for it. You still do like your 200%. So yeah, I think like looking back is that I just got really lucky to be where I am. Like a lot of people might think at my position, like if they have like no following, or if they want to pursue their career as videographer, they might think that I made it. But I think that I'm just nobody, I think that I am nobody. And and everything just happened so slow, It was never that, after that post, after that night, my life changed. Everything just happened so slow that we humans, we kind of get used to the, I'm not going to say luxury, but we kind of get used to the opportunity. That in the beginning, I was working in a hotel, as a receptionist. I would be like, wouldn't it be cool to be working by making a living by just doing videos? And now that I'm doing videos, it just feels normal, because we get used to all these happiness. It's nice and cool in the beginning. So it doesn't really feel like I made it. And I feel like that's a good thing. So that that kind of also keeps me hungry still.
If you look from an outside perspective, I think it's everything but luck, because I don't know, probably I don't know how many videos you have on your YouTube channel, but I think that on your first YouTube channel it was around 60 or 70 videos.
Oh, you saw the first one.
Yeah. and now you have probably more than 100 videos.
Yeah.
Like if you create almost 200 videos, and there are many videos that probably have never made it to YouTube, then I think it's everything but luck, that you made it. Does it also come from where you also grew up in India? That you said like, I was maybe more privileged, or maybe not privileged, but like I had the chance basically to also do this kind of thing. Is it also like coming from this direction a little bit?
I think so, yeah, definitely, because I grew up in India, and at 20 when I was 22, then I went for my master's to Australia. And I did my master's, of course, in engineering, like every other Indian guy or girl. So I think that if I didn't have the opportunity to go abroad, a lot of people don't even have the luxury to think bigger, And my parents, they were able to send me to Australia. But a lot of families, not even in India, everywhere, their financial situation is so bad that the dream doesn't even exist. It's about putting food on your plate 3 times a day or 2 times a day. That's what is going on in their mind. Like how back in the day, humans would always think about hunting because that's what, made them survive. So yeah, I think that I was in a, how do you say, privileged position to at least think about these dreams. That if I watch a YouTube video, Casey Neistat, I could be like, oh, I can film that. I can ride on a bicycle and buy a GoPro and film that. I think 60, 70, 80% people cannot even think of buying a GoPro. So I think that's where the luck thing also comes as well.
Do you still remember you got your camera, you started filming with a GoPro, with your first camera in 2017. Do you remember like your first YouTube video that you uploaded?
Yeah, I remember. It was in Melbourne, and it was not, it was like I think less than a minute. See, that time I was already thinking about shorts. Now it was just a less than a minute video of just my girlfriend just walking around the city, and I would do like this cool cuts, because that's what I saw in the travel video, that, when you're following someone and then you kind of cut and change the location and that person is still in that frame. That's what I would do. And I put, I don't know which music I put, but that was the first rendered video what I uploaded on YouTube, and I was really proud of it. Yeah.
But did you then already have the kind of like the urge and dream like to become like a content creator, or was that not on the table?
I was just filming because I liked it, because that time the dream, it's just like so far-fetched that you don't even know that you're gonna make it. What
can you give other kind of tip can you give other content creators kind of like in this stage? Because I think there are so many people that start and then they never finish, because I think the time that you create for no one is quite long in the beginning. You only get a couple of views, couple of subscribers. Most of the time it's just your friends. But they don't
also make fun of you.
But they don't even watch it a lot of times because they also have other things to do. What brought you through this period, and like what are the things that maybe you can give as tips for content creators that are in this maybe more shitty period of their journey?
The tips, I would just tell them that if you are, if you really want to do content creation, do it with honesty and do it with good intent. And try not to cut any corners. Try not to go for this shortcut that, everybody's making this reel or everybody's making video about this topic and then I can go viral. Like really try to do everything with honesty. And the more you do your work with honesty, the more it kind of solidifies within yourself that I have a good heart, I have a good purpose, and I would make it, and just, you have to work hard. You really have to work hard. And that's also a cool part about this entire industry, is because it's so difficult that if you work hard, you can surpass 99% of the people. So every time when you are feeling like, oh, this is so difficult, that's exactly how everyone is feeling. So that time, if you just do a little bit of push, you're already above all the other people, So working hard with good intention, but also you have to be smart. You have to like kind of follow the people who are in your shoes and who have made it, rather than just following someone who are completely out of your league, who have a completely different upbringing. So you really have to find people who have done what you want to do and really follow their footsteps. But the problem is that a lot of times, all the successful people, they're not really honest about how they got there. And they give this like weird advice. And then all these content creators like me, after my engineering, they start following them. And then they are in this weird trap. Just because these creators, the creators who are on the top, they just want to sell their course or sell this, sell that. And people buy it because they're desperate. So that's also a bit difficult, because a lot of times if you want to learn something, you're just so overwhelmed that where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I do this? So that's also really difficult to find to people. I'm not selling my course, but I'm just like, there is a lot of free content on YouTube. But I think whatever you learn, just practice. I think I have whatever I have done, it's more from practicing than learning. Going just out there, filming, made a mistake, come back again, film again. So
So you have now over 80,000 subscribers on YouTube. Do you now, like, I think it's an insane journey from like the dorm room filming yourself to you having like hustle and freelance jobs, learning the camera, to now, basically on a journey to 100K subscribers.
Touch wood.
Touch wood, no, to 100K subscribers with your travel vlogs with your partner together. Do you then like still remember like the first kind of video that really kind of like hit the nerve? And I don't like to use the word viral too much, but like that you really wow, we got a lot of views and really like this spiked? Or was it really like a continuous process? Like when did you feel that you were like, I think this is our niche and this is the videos we have to create with all the knowledge, of course, that you've gathered?
That there was this one video which got, I think, 250,000 views like super early. So with my wife, we filmed in Melbourne, and then she was on a working holiday. That's also a really crazy story how we met, but let's focus on this. So we went to Nepal together to do the Annapurna base camp. It's a really famous, and we love hiking. And then after that, we filmed the video. We stayed in this really cozy town, not much visited. And then we just filmed the video about it. And that video, we didn't even work hard for it. The hiking video, I put everything because you have to carry the tripod, drone, everything. That was the video, like, I think 15-minute long video. And that was, we were thinking that it would get a lot of views, but it didn't. A lot of views means like 2,000, 3,000 views that time. And then we made this video about this cute town. And that got up to 200,000 views, something like that. And then we realized, and then we got this thing that, so the videos like can go viral or can be exposed to a lot of people, even for small creators, So that gave us a little bit of boost that, maybe if we make another video, that would get the same views. So then we can get this many subscribers. That never happens. But that was like a little bit of a moment for us that, like people, like we have a potential to get more views on our videos. So we just have to keep doing what we are doing. So yeah, that was a little moment of, and that video got us also monetized. I think that time it was 1,000. Now it's 500, right, for YouTube?
No, I think it's 2,000.
Yeah. Oh, it's still 1,000?
I think it's 500, but then I think there's also something with the watch hours.
Watch hours. Yeah. So that video also increased our watch hour. We reached already 1,000, I think. And that video increased our watch hour. So we finally got monetized, and then we were getting like 20 euros a month. That's what people think, that, once you get monetized, you made it. You're going to get so many sponsorships, so many this, so much Google ad, but it's not the case.
Do you think that's the biggest myth about kind of like YouTube kind of content creation?
Yeah. A lot of like, we are over 80,000 subscribers, and maybe I can say how much it is like a range. Some month you do good, some month you do bad. But our payment from YouTube ranges from somewhere between, I think, 1,300 to, in a good month, 1,900 euros. Google AdSense for two people. Yeah. Because my wife is doing the same amount of work as I'm doing for that channel. So that's not enough, especially if you live in Netherlands. Yeah. But then you get a lot of sponsorships and stuff. But still, it's not enough to make a living unless you have like good sponsorship, unless you are selling something on the side. So you really have to think of it as a business as well, than just someone who's uploading and then you get the views and then you get a paycheck and that's going to support you and then you can travel the world. That's not how it works.
Yeah, but I think from outside, like 100% for sure, people think like, wow, they have like over 80,000 followers, like probably like privately they're driving around in their Ferraris and having like the best time.
Yeah, I think even some YouTubers who have like 100, 200, 300,000, they still just have enough to live. They cannot save up for a house or save up for, a nice studio in Amsterdam. Yeah.
But what do you think, like, when should people start to like monetize? Is there like a point for you where you say like, this is where you should think about, or is it difficult to say for
like
you?
Monetize as in like there's
partnerships, I
think as soon as possible, because even if it's not, paying for anything, at least you get this feeling that, oh, I can make $50 a month. That's gonna pay for one night's of dinner. So let's aim to work hard and let's try to do 100, and eventually if you are on a right path, if you're doing right, eventually you would gain subscribers. It's just a matter of time. If you're consistent, if you're really pushing the quality of the videos in terms of storytelling, in terms of quality of editing, filming, all that sort of stuff, you would gain followers on any social media platform. If you are also making the videos which has potential to do good. So I think just start monetizing from the beginning, and also reach out to brands. Even if you have 1,000, 2,000 subscribers, really reach out to brands, because sometimes you would be surprised that they would want to work with you. Never look yourself that, oh, I'm just a small YouTuber, nobody cares, this, that. If you look yourself like that, then how do you expect the other brands to look? So we were reaching out in the beginning for people to collaborate with us. And our first really cool collaboration was with this rooftop tent. Really nice lady and her husband, and they gave us this rooftop tent, which was like, I don't know, I think 2,000 or 3,000 euros, and we were like, oh, wow. And that time we were just 5,000 subscribers in 2021. That time I just moved in 2020 in Netherlands. And then that gave us a bit of confidence, I think we reached out to them for sure. Yeah. I don't think they would be able to find us. But yeah, because my girlfriend, she messaged in Dutch.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
I think
cool.
really you have to put yourself out there, because all these brands, a lot of brands are also, they have started up somewhere. So they know how it feels to be a small business. So they would definitely reply yes or no, whatever. And then hotels as well, just like, but then you have to be coming out with a good intention to also think good about that brand. It's not that, oh, I got a free product, oh, wow, so cool. Like, you also have to be dedicated enough to make that brand look good, to sell the products of that brand. It's not always like, one way.
What was for you like the biggest mistake that you made in the past years? Also, like maybe with a channel or with a partnership or something. Was there something that you kind of regret that you did that?
We were not focused more on the story of the video. It was just about, because I'm a videographer, so I would be like, oh, the shot looks really cool, cinematic shots, really cool. But if it doesn't have a story, it kind of dies out. Of course, in the beginning, these things worked, in 2017, 2018, when people didn't see normal people making their shots looks like movies. But now everybody's doing it, Everybody can buy a camera and all the settings are online. All the teachings are online. So that's the kind of mistake what we did in the beginning, was that I focused. My wife would tell that, let's focus on the story. And I would be like, no, it's a really cool shot. Let's put it. I worked so hard for this shot, So that was kind of the thing, that because if you have a good story, then you can really get connected to the audience. If you're making like relatable content, then you can really get connected to the audience than just making the video pretty. Because people have seen all the pretty stuff. People have seen beautiful drone shots. People have seen beautiful, crazy slow motion, crazy color grading. What people have not seen or not heard is the story what you want to tell, So I think that's a mistake what we did before. And now we try to bring our characters more in the video so that people can really find it entertaining, or not entertaining. Entertaining.
They can relate more.
Yeah, they can relate more as well. So that's the kind of mistake what we did in the beginning. And it's also really good to have like someone to work together with, because sometimes I think if I was doing by myself, I wouldn't be growing so much, because she's also super smart woman, and we would always discuss, get feedback from each other. So that kind of helped us to not make a lot of mistakes. But if I was doing by myself, I think because you are so much in the bubble and so much in the flow that you just keep going in this direction, and then after I think 100 videos, then you realize and then you come back. So I think it was also really helpful to have two people in a team so that you can see from other person's perspective and then you get feedback. So that avoided us not making so much mistake. But I might be making a mistake now, as I said, and I don't know. So yeah, it's just a crazy journey of growth.
Is it then difficult sometimes to stay true to yourself? Because I'm pretty sure that with 80,000 more than 80,000 subscribers, you have your Skillshare course, you reach a lot of audience. Probably you've been like approached by companies that are maybe after like a quick buck or something that say like, hey, we are like whatever, some meme crypto coin or some whatever, can we have work together with you? Like, is it for you difficult to kind of sometimes say like, no, we built something for the future, let's not chase those quick bucks?
Every brand collaboration we did was so much intentional to our brand, and that's why you want to have like smart people around you. You don't have to, like, I have my wife, but you don't have to have like that person be part of your YouTube channel. You can also discuss with your brother, your cousin, your whoever, your friend, even your parents. No, we were always thinking about how would our brand look, because this is like your baby. You don't want to sound like a sellout. Every collaboration what we did was so much based on our interests, because the last thing we want to look like to our audience is that, there are another people who are just selling stuff, and that's why I also like working with Skillshare at the moment, because they give this 30-day free. So if you felt that I'm selling stuff, just cancel your membership before 30 days, because the last thing I would, because it's our brand and we are thinking long term, and I have a really good example. So we are in this like e-bike niche, and we have gotten like quite, I think 4 or 5 e-bicycles. They're mostly Chinese brand, but some of them are really good. And they kind of send the e-bikes to us and we keep it and we make a review, not a typical review video about like a crazy specs. We make like a fun review video so that even normal people can enjoy. So we got this offer from really cool bike. The bike colors were really pretty and they were offering one. So we were like, can we have 2, please? See, we were asking, and it's not that we are asking because we want to have bikes, we want to show people that we are getting, because the reason was that it's really difficult to advertise one bike, because when we are going on an adventure, we both are going. I cannot be on my shitty bike, the Oma Feeds, and that person cannot be on that. We want to show our experience of exploring Netherlands on an e-bike. So we asked them for 2, and they said, okay, fine. Then because we told that if we have 2 bikes, then every time when we are going on an adventure or when we are going with our camper and we can put it on stories, people would actually see us using it. So, we are not selling it, but we are kind of selling it. And they were really also smart about it. They were like, yeah, let's do it. The 2 bikes came, and when I was already assembling it, the quality didn't feel good. So we were like, okay, fine. I think maybe it's just me. Let's go for a ride before really making a YouTube video about it. And we went for the first ride, the tire got flat. So we thought, okay, it's bad luck. And then few days later, we repaired the tire. A few days later, the tire was flat again. So we changed the tube. Of course, we were in contact with the company. So we changed the tube, everything was fine. And then when we went for just a test drive before making the actual video, because we want to make sure that what we are advertising is good, then there was some crazy noise in the back, some construction issue. And then we were like, no, I really don't have, like my wife said that I really don't have good feeling about these bikes. And we put one story when we were unboxing the bike in our story. And then someone, also 2-3 people messaged, hey, yeah, please let us know how are these bikes. I'm looking for a nice, not that expensive e-bikes. But we cannot lie to them, right? That's like the worst thing you can do. So we told the company that, look, we cannot collaborate. They were like really like, I think 1600 e-bikes. So it was like 3,000 euros worth of collaboration. And for like small YouTubers, it's like so big for us, right? So we were like, no, we cannot do it. And then we told them, and then they sent someone to pick it up. Yeah, I don't think you can sleep at night by just lying to your audience who are really like looking up to you or really like following you, not religiously, but seeing you as a, inspiration.
Yeah.
That's like the worst thing you can do, because I also believe in karma. That's why I told in the beginning that if you do everything with good intention, the life would lead in a really nice way. So yeah.
No, I think it's really, I also had a couple of people here on the podcast, and you can also see it in the download numbers. Like I had really big creators here that I also thought, okay, if I have this big creator, so probably have a lot of downloads, so that really helps me. And I really stopped that as well. I really then started to like look more for creators that looked more like kind of like were more interesting and more like have a story to tell rather than just having a big amount of followers.
Yeah.
And most of the time they had the worst turnout. Like then they had maybe like 18 or 19 downloads, but they had an audience of 150, 200,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
but then someone is maybe more interested in the bikini pictures of this person or in whatever than really her life story or something that was super interesting. And on the other hand, I have sometimes people that have 5,000, 10,000 followers or something like this, and they have a crazy turnout because they have such a dialed-in community that are like, okay, you have something, we consume it, we like it, we comment on it, we so it's very interesting. I think it's very crazy to see basically this balance. With all our talk about subscribers, monetization and everything, I think people already get the impression that it's quite a bubble, that you constantly have to kind of like, you also said it, I just checked like the subscribers this morning. I think that I have like a subscriber counter in my office, and I think it's quite a like this, this kind of competitive part, and maybe a little bit
numbers.
But also a little bit, you can go crazy in this part as well, right? To kind of lose yourself. Like, how do you make sure, like, with all the things going on, to kind of like also balance and ground yourself? Because many people go into the nature. You also go into the nature, but then you film again. So I'm really curious, like, how do you balance? Like, is it then still for you like the traveling part that you can really kind of relax, or do you have other parts where you balance yourself out and stay sane?
I think when we are traveling, we have enough rest time as well, because as I said, that the camera is not on the whole time. So we have, like, you kind of make it really smart to still get all the shots, still tell stories. Sometimes, like for example, if we are having dinner at a nice location, I would just set up the tripod, film ourselves, one shot for say 30 seconds, done. We don't have to show people what we are eating, what was our reaction every time, So, and then we can just enjoy our food. So I think as I said, the more you film, you kind of make a really smart structure that I can still relax and I can still film. But a lot of times it is on the go. Last year we went to Asia, for Southeast Asia. So we had our wedding in India, and then we went to Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, Japan. And we planned to make 78 videos. And that was really crazy. But my wife is a really good planner, insane good. So she planned every day, what are we gonna do? So she made also sure that some days it would be half day rest, half day for editing. Then you can go out in one cafe and film there, or we get 2 full day break, then we can edit. So editing is our break. But we just also love it so much that you don't wanna sit on the beach and relax. We just cannot do it.
So you don't really, like, what I find interesting, like, it doesn't really sound that you have like a lot of like off time.
No, but the thing is that if it's
it doesn't have to be.
No. The thing is that I feel really more present and really more, I feel that I'm really enjoying the travel when I'm filming, because I feel that then I'm sort of grasping all the emotions, all the energy of the place that I can put in the editing. I can see more details around me. I can see what is the reaction of the people. I can see what is going on, because a lot of times I feel that if I'm not filming, then I kind of miss out on all those details. And now that I'm filming, I'm really forced to see around all those details, really appreciate the beauty of that place.
Yeah.
You know?
I think when you film, you make it like very nice for yourself. And I think that's really something that, like I also realized now with having like a weekly vlog, that sometimes you make yourself like something to drink or a coffee, but then you think like, but if I now film, it looks shit. So then maybe you make yourself like a nicer cappuccino or something like this, But it's like small things, or you put like stuff away on your table because it will look very messy when I shoot, or something. So everything that you kind of create, you do it kind of for yourself. So it's also a certain type of like self-care that you kind of build in. And I think for you it's the same, right? Maybe you order something better to eat because you think, maybe I'm gonna,
that's our excuse.
I'm gonna maybe have like this local food instead of maybe like something more simple, or this nicer restaurant, or like, so those are maybe the small things where you kind of strike the balance. You've experienced now so many different scenes, and you've seen so much from the world. If you could go back to one moment in time and like pause it for like a couple of seconds, which moment would you choose?
I think happiness wise, like how it made me feel is wise. When I proposed to my wife, is like super cheesy, but I proposed to her in front of Eiffel Tower, it's typical.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, you did? Oh, shit.
So that's kind of funny.
Nice.
So I know the feeling.
Yeah. But then I was also filming that. So I was really afraid of the camera being stolen.
Yeah.
Because I put the camera a little bit in the far, so it's a nice frame. But that was really good feeling happiness-wise, because I wanted to see her reaction, because she was shocked because she didn't see it coming, But filmmaking-wise, I think we went to Japan. If you're a filmmaker and if you have the possibility to travel somewhere, I think really invest in going to Japan. Every day in Japan is just so crazy pretty. It's the whole country. I feel like it's just made for filmmakers. Like everywhere you have this like neon tube lights, and the 7-Elevens, the sign, the road signs, even the nature. It's just so pretty.
Nice.
But happiness wise, the Paris was the thing. But if I have to go one moment back in time, it wouldn't be a moment, but it would be one country which if it's possible, I would go there every year to film. It's just the most beautiful country ever. Have you been to Japan?
No, but it was on the list and then COVID hit. So, but it's on the list. I think for next year we're gonna plan. Adi, like I think we covered like a lot of ground today in the podcast. I think we talked about like your early days, going from your engineering study to the hard working evenings in the dorm room, trying to get better in front of the camera, to starting your YouTube channel, to uploading a lot of videos, to having a couple of viral hits, and now having like full-time content creator career with videographer business and a lot of other cool things. So a really, really cool conversation, I think, was very insightful for everyone who wants to make it as a filmmaker, videographer, content creator, or just wants to improve the visibility online a little bit and make some videos. I think there were a lot of good tips and tricks in there.
I hope so.
Before we leave off, I always have 3 quick questions in the end that I ask to every guest. I'm going to shoot away. What are you learning right now that you're not good at?
Storytelling.
Okay. What name would you give this chapter of your life?
The best one.
The best one? Yeah. Very nice. And if you could send a SMS to all mobile phones in the world, what would you say?
If you're having a conversation with someone, really listen to people. Not just have conversation for the sake of having a conversation. Really listen to people and see how happy they become. Yeah. Because listening is kind of like you're giving time, you're giving your attention. And that is, I think, really helpful for a lot of people.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming to the 3-on podcast.
Thank you.
Really like a pleasure to talk to you. We will link everything in the show notes, of course, the Skillshare course, the YouTube channel. So definitely go check out the YouTube channel of Adi and his partner. Very fun, very cool to watch, very entertaining. And for the rest, we are back in 2 weeks' time with a new episode of the 301 podcast.